Well, greetings, friends. And I want to let you know this is short today that our Wednesday Bible study is taking a break. One, I'm going on vacation. Two, we've kind of run the gauntlet on our recent series, which was called Bible Matters. We interviewed people about things in the Bible that have been mattering to you lately and why. That's been really interesting. I've loved that. We're going to take a break, and then we're not going to come back with a Wednesday Bible study. We're going to come back with my new series for the fall called Good Questions, or I might call it No Easy Answers. I'm not sure. And I'm excited about that. It's not going to be a Bible study, although we'll look at the Bible now and then. I mean, one of the good questions is, why is the Bible so hard to understand? Such a long book, complicated. You'd think God would have given us something simpler, clearer. We'll talk about that. And there's a lot of craziness in the Bible that feeds a lot of our questions and misunderstandings about God in the Bible itself. So it's not going to be a Bible study, but we'll come back each week and we're going to talk about hard questions like, is there a God? The goal is to say, yes, there is a God. You better believe it. If you can ask the question, it helps you have a deeper, less illusory understanding of who God is, right? Why do bad things happen? We'll weigh that. Why didn't God protect us? We could ask, why do good things happen? Right? It was just deserved, earned, somehow expected. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about why the Bible's so complicated. We'll talk about what happens when you die. That's a good question. Who's saved? What does that even mean? Right? So lots of good questions. I encourage you to keep asking them. In the meantime, this, we've been putting this out every week, and you can watch it at any time, of course, because it's online. We also have everything archived. You can go to, if you don't know this, we have a YouTube channel. So if you go to YouTube and you search Myers-Spark United Methodist Church, you can find our channel. And there are collected all kinds of stuff that we've done. I mean, Sunday morning worship services and music concerts and mission moments and all kinds of stuff. For the Bible study, there's a whole collection of things there. And if you look under playlists, so you get to the Myers-Spark channel, you click on playlists, you'll see a gathering of things like, I did the series called Jesus and mental health, Jesus and Judaism, Jesus and all these things. Those are all there, and you can view any that you missed. Maybe you missed all of them. There's a series on God is. We talk about, what is God? God is love. God is Trinity. What does that mean? How to make sense of that? We did a whole series on the prophets of Israel. We did a series on the Psalms. There's we've been doing this online for well over 2 years now, every week. I don't know how I've gotten that done. Some weeks I do 2 or 3 and then go on vacation. Now, anyway, so all that stuff's there, and you can go back and review it, find any that you missed, share with friends. That's a great way to start a conversation with somebody else on something that's important. As you say, man, I saw this video and it made me wonder about this. Let's look at this, talk about it. I know some people use these with little small groups that gather in their homes and so on. So it's been a real privilege doing this, by the way. I love, I've been able to reach out and talk to all kinds of interesting people that I could never have gotten to Charlotte. Walter Brueggemann, he's in his late 80s, lives up in Michigan. He talked to me, got A.J. Levine several times during the pandemic. From Nashville. That's been great. Some of you have been in conversation with me on these things. It's going to be good. So all that's there for you to go back and look at, and then we're going to start the hard questions. Be in prayer about that. Start thinking about what for you are hard questions. Reach out to me, james@mpumc.org. I'd love to get questions. And, if you ask me an easy question, I'll just answer it. Like, is the earth flat? No, it's round. That's an easy question. Some theological questions even are easier than we think, and then some are just really hard, and I don't pretend to have all the answers. That's not my goal. Here are the answers. My goal is I think I'm a peculiar person, maybe, to help us with this. I was always the kid in school that raised my hand and said, "Oh, why?" I was the ultimate why kid. Always wondered. I'm a reader. I'm a voracious reader. So I've read a lot about these questions and know what various people have thought over the years and what are some, rabbit holes that aren't worth going down? What are some other things that are really promising? I've also had the privilege of spending a lot of time with a lot of people who ask hard questions. It's one thing to be, kind of in a place of comfort and say, is there really a God? But you wake up in the dark in the middle of the night, or you've lost the one that you love, or your life's taken just the wrong turn. And you ask, is there really a God? Why do bad things happen? That's kind of a fun intellectual exercise. But again, if you've lost somebody you love, or you've just been told you have a fatal disease, well, is God punishing me? Why didn't God protect me? Why do bad things happen? What does that mean? So we'll be doing all that. It's going to be great fun. In that, I'm going to put out videos, a video once a week. I'm going to have 2 emails a week. If you don't get those, I mean, they're pretty good. They're shorter than a newspaper column, each one. And I try to reflect on something. Some people forward send those to others. I'm going to keep doing my podcast. That's something that you can listen to when you ride around, bike, run, whatever you do. And I'm going to talk to some interesting people on these topics. Mostly it's going to be me talking. During the pandemic, I mostly have interviewed other people. This is going to be more, I'm just going to talk to you. But I'm also, during those podcasts, in addition to sharing some stuff with you, I'm going to bring somebody in. I've got Mark Miller, the guy that wrote this beautiful anthem based on this poem that was found in a cellar from a Jew hiding out from the Nazis. And it says, I believe in the sun when it's not shining. I believe in love when I don't feel it. I believe in God when he is silent. I'm going to talk to Mark about how'd you find that? How'd you write that piece of music? What does that mean to you? He's a fascinating guy. I'm going to talk to David Wilkinson, he's an astrophysicist from the United Kingdom. He's also an ordained Methodist, and he's going to help us think about like science and religion. That's going to be really cool. So it's going to be a great series, and it's not a series where like, if you miss number 2, you can't do number 3. You can dip in anywhere. I mean, there's some sequence to it, but on the whole, each one is its own entity. What happens when we die? You just check that one out if you want to. So again, thank you for joining us for all these times. I'm honored that you spend this time with me. With us, with others that I bring in. And I look forward to hearing from you and to this great series this fall. After Lisa and I have a little vacation time, it's going to be great. Thank you so much. It's such a privilege to be kind of an online pastor to you. Those of you who are part of Myers Park Church, those of you who live elsewhere, those of you who you just tune in because you're hoping to find something. It's a real privilege. Thank you.